Welcome back to Life and Style. It's Inspiration Thursday. Very, very interesting what Tanai had today on Innovate. Remember to keep this conversation going on our social media platforms. KTN Life and Style on Facebook, KTN Life_Style on Twitter and Instagram. SMS is 22840. Now, we are on Motivate, and I've got a very, very, very interesting lady today on the show. This is not the first time I'm meeting Ruth. We've met before, but on a different, totally different setting, but still here, actually right here at KTN. And it's really nice to see you again. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
You know, before I go on and on how I know you, maybe you could just give us a little bit background and introduction about yourself and what you do.
I am Ruth Mwanzia. I am the director of Kula Waters Company. Kula Waters is a company that specializes in manufacturing, treatment, packaging, and distribution of pure drinking water. We are based in Karen, Nairobi area. Currently, we are distributing water to 10 towns in Kenya, and we started in 2014.
Wow, 2014.
Yes.
That is what you're doing now. And I am very sure, Ruth, your life did not start on that platform. I'm sure it was an uphill climb with challenges left, right, and center until you got to the place that you are now. So if you can just take us back, what kind of a girl was Ruth growing up? Where did she grow up in?
I grew up in Kitui, and if you know Kitui, it's a semi-arid area. We only experience 2 rain seasons. Actually, rain sometimes is not promised. So growing up, I had all these challenges to do with drought, water scarcity, and also water shortages. And sometimes I'd also get late to school because I had to go to the river to fetch water and all that. And sometimes I'd actually get caned because of actually coming back to class. And
you're supposed to carry water to school?
No, not to school. Okay. But before I go to school, I have to make sure, like my family, they have water in the house for bathing and for various uses. So I had to do that very early in the morning because when you go late, you'll actually find a very long queue. So every time I'd wake up in the morning at around 5 a.m. and actually I'd have to run with the donkey to the river to actually fetch this water.
And then you had to chimba those kisimas. And if it's dirty, you know how they do it back at home. And when it's kichafuliwa kidogo, then you have to wait for it to settle down.
Yes.
Yeah, that will take time.
Yes. So that was my major challenge growing up. And so I went to university, but that problem kept on pestering me on what could I do to just make a difference to my community to address this challenge. So I graduated from African Nazarene University.
What were you doing there?
I was actually doing mass communication, majoring in electronic media. Yes, I actually thought I'd actually have a job like yours.
Yeah, what
really
happened?
Cool.
Why didn't you pursue it?
So I applied for many internships, but then the only internship I got was at a water farm, and I was also interested in doing water. So I got my internship at a water institution where I learned so much about water, and back in my mind, I wanted to make a difference to my community. So all that knowledge and me just wanting to make a difference, so I decided to actually do market research and just find out if you want to establish maybe a water bottling company, or if you want to actually buy a water boozer and have like just for distribution of water. So I actually did market research, knew all the costs. And so after graduation, I was like, then I shared the idea with one of my best friends who really believed in it. And so that's how Kula Waters was born, out of all what I'd gone through, and also just getting an internship at a water institution, which really opened my eyes. And it was like, that's my godly calling, because all I'm just getting is just, everything related with water. So it's like, yeah, this is something I should do. So that's how
very interesting. I think that's very, very interesting. You were placed at a place that you needed to be at the right time.
At the right time.
At the right time. Because if you were there and you had not probably gone through, such a childhood of water scarcity, it wouldn't have made sense to you.
Yes.
You probably would have done it because inanipatia pesa at the end of the month and stuff like that. So how was it for you to just leave employment and start to, grow your own brand?
It was not easy at first. First of all, I would want to say one of my biggest challenges was actually competition. If you notice in Kenya, it's actually almost flooded with a lot of various brands of drinking water. So my first challenge was actually competition, and also the other challenge was also market penetration. Was because people would ask you, why should I drink your water? I am not, this is something new, so I don't know about it. I'll actually go to the shop and purchase the brand that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
So those were my first major challenges. But I would say I am grateful to God that I've managed to overcome some of them. And about competition is that we keep on improving on a daily basis. But how I've managed to overcome market penetration is that we are different. We actually do customer surveys and customer feedbacks. Also, the other thing is that we do a lot of digital marketing. And the fact that we are different is that our website is very interactive, where we chat with the customer, and also you can order our products through our website. And yeah, so through those kind of through the marketing that we've done, so that has actually really helped us also, yeah, have an edge in the market.
You know, you're saying something very interesting, that you're already getting into a market that was already flooded, and it's not a unique problem to people who are getting into business. This is something that probably is happening to everyone who's getting into a particular kind of business. And what are some of the things you tell a person who's getting into business, probably a young person, because you're pretty young, Ruth?
Yeah.
So how would you? So they're saying, yes, I am. Very, very interesting. But what would you say to a young person who's trying to get into a business that is already flooded, but they need to make a niche for themselves?
So what I would advise that entrepreneur is to still go ahead with the idea, even if they feel like maybe the market already has this. And also, I think the first thing is that you identify your niche market. Is it the? For me, I had to either choose between the corporate world or the mass market. So for me, I just knew I'm making.
What's the difference between those two?
So the corporate client likes they're like very classy, very different kind of. You just have to be very different and very classy. Like you'd be doing like the glass bottles, very well labeled.
Even the production of the product is a bit expensive.
Not the production really, but I think mostly the packaging should be very different. And then also there's also this mass market where it's now for everybody, but still the production is still done very well. So when I started, I knew that my product would go to the mass market, and that's why for me I make the plastic bottles. Though our packaging is still very, very good. So yeah, that's it. That's the difference.
That is something that they need to identify at the beginning, Ruth. You need to identify who is your client.
Yeah, who is your client?
Who's your client? Who are you targeting? Who are you selling your product to? Very interesting. Continue.
And then the other thing is that they have to have, is this product going to make an impact? Because you just don't start something, you just want to have money, because yes, you'll get that money, but then it's not enough. You should always look for a way of actually just making an impact, and something that is actually solving a problem, because you'll actually also end up touching many people through that. And also it's also maybe through Cooler Waters, we also do a lot of CSR activities, not as a way of actually, people think it's a way of marketing, but it's not marketing, but it's actually giving back to the society. So they shouldn't just do it because it's just for the money, but they should do it because it's something they are passionate about and they want to make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when we started this conversation, you said the passion that you drew, where you drew your passion from to, you know, get into making water, is your growing up. So what kind of difference have you made back at home? How have you impacted with now Cooler Water? How have you changed their lives from where you come from?
So what we've done so far is that we have drilled a borehole. We have a borehole in Kitui, so that means before we actually drilled this borehole, we only used to have like only one community borehole, and it was not enough for everyone. So now when I have drilled this borehole, so I also have a water kiosk that sells this water, that these guys get this water at very subsidized prices. Then the other thing is that I also take water to Kitui with my truck. We take water there, and we also have a tree planting activity every August, because it's not only about just water only, but we're also trying to make Kitui green. so that we also change the climate change and all that. So we also sponsor many events, especially tree planting events, and also we also have empowerment programs with the youth. So yeah, that's how we've actually made a difference back in my community.
That's very,
Yes.
very interesting, because most
Yeah.
people will forget about that and focus on now making the money. But it's very
Yes.
important to note that
Yeah.
you actually went back and you know, made a difference there.
Yes.
Talking about, you mentioned one of the biggest challenges that you had to go through was the, you know, the market. It was flooded with the same product
Yes.
as the one that you wanted to introduce. What are some of the challenges that you, you know, experienced as a young entrepreneur?
So some of the challenges are actually funding, because manufacturing is a very heavy investment kind of industry. So you need to have funds, and yet let's say your competitors are these people who can actually just do many billboards all at once, and you're here, you're a startup. So you have to learn the ropes of actually how you're going to actually survive in this competitive world. But another thing is that there's this aspect of value addition. As long as the customer feels that you're adding value to them, actually they'll keep on coming back. And that's why we are different, because as guys we actually do value addition, because it's not just only about selling the product, but we actually get to interact with the customers. And I think that I've also started, I've actually started a training school where I'm actually training startups on just through the ropes, and I've discovered, yeah, there are so many young people who have like very many ideas, but then like no one is there to guide them, no one is there to actually mentor them and actually to just help them through it. So through that, then also it's also a way of us guys just also doing value addition to our customers and just to everyone else.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me about this training. How do you go about selecting the people who are getting it? Is it just the water business, or does it matter what kind of business I want to do to, you know, get training from you?
No, it does not matter. So why I actually started is that I used to I've been getting a lot of invites to actually go and just motivate people to speak on, like, just sharing my cool outer story. So I've gotten a lot of chances. I've actually gotten like invites to universities to just go and like share my story and everything. So after sharing my story, many people actually approach me and tell me, oh, your story inspires me. I have this idea. What can I do about it? And I've discovered that it's so many people are actually approaching me and they have different ideas. So what I have decided is just the selection is that it's just a startup, and you want to do something. You have an idea, but you don't know which is the next step. So it's more of a guide. I'm actually targeting campus students because I was there and had someone who held my hand, and that really helped me. So it's also a way of just mentorship and just guidance and just learning a few things. Yeah. Yes.
Now that you interact with these very young people and you see they have amazing ideas, what would you say is the one thing that is holding back the younger generation from, you know, leaving their dreams and actually making their ideas into a reality?
I would say that many young people, I think they're usually afraid. Maybe first of all, maybe they think capital will actually limit them. But I tell them it's not. For me, it's not ideally the capital, but for me, it's more about the idea and not really. Yes, capital matters, but that's later on. But as long as you have an idea and it's something that is viable, then I think you should actually start, because once you have a good idea, you'll actually attract venture capitalists, you'll actually attract investors who will actually be interested in actually funding your idea and actually making it a reality. So I think most people are scared that maybe they're not going to make it because of maybe their background or the capital issues. They think that it's going to require a lot of funding, therefore they just withdraw back. But I think there are so many opportunities out there, and they should actually pursue them without being afraid of the capital that they need to actually start.
True.
Yeah.
True. And I would say this, like everything else that we do in this life, discipline is very important. That means you could be an A student, you could have all these amazing ideas, but there's some attributes as a person that you should have, especially if you want to get into business. What are some of those things that you would say to the young people that they really need as a personal attribute to ensure that they succeed in whatever it is that they would like to venture in?
I would say that maybe one of them is actually time management, how they use how they use their time, because I believe that time is actually money. So you shouldn't waste this time, because you'd never recover back this time that you're actually wasting. And the other thing is that young people should be reliable. Don't just have an idea, and then the next day you've already like changed your mind about it.
Oh, is that a problem?
That is a big problem, because you discover someone has very good ideas, then the next day they're already bored. They don't want to actually pursue it. So I think they need to be consistent. If this is the idea they want to pursue, let them keep on being consistent, and not just being like they just change their mind all the time. Just have this idea and just push it till the very end. And that's why for me that training school is different, because we're actually going to hold your hand and actually just help you to go through the ropes all through. Yeah, so I think that's what will be different.
Did you at some point did you ever get to a point where you felt like, you know what, I cannot do this? I know Kula is my baby. I know I need to, see this through, but siwezi endelea tena.
Yeah, there are those points, especially at the beginning.
What
because
happened?
I would actually like sell. I had my market research, so I already had everything in place, because I knew this is how much I needed and everything. So yes, I purchased like a van. I needed a van for distribution.
Yeah.
I got a very good driver, someone who distribute, and even a very good salesperson. So at first we'd go to the market and you make close to nothing, yet I've invested in it so much. So at first, like, there's this day that they went to the market and they only came back with 1,000 Kenya shillings.
1,000?
Yes, with 1,000 Kenya shillings. And with all what we had really done, the digital marketing, all that we had put, and then it was like that for like about 3 months. So that was actually my lowest point, and I'm just asking myself, should I really do this? Should I continue?
So for 3 months, Ruth, you did not get anything from the amount of money you put in your business?
Yeah, from the amount of money that I put in the business.
How did you get out of that situation?
It was very hard, but then one thing is that I have very supportive friends, so they actually really encourage me. And then I also, because I couldn't just solely depend on this, so I also got another opportunity to work somewhere that time. So and in a way I was actually supporting this business, and also lots of just encouragement from friends, and just seeing, and actually when people got the product, they tell me it actually tastes so sweet, we like it. So through those kind of messages, it actually helped me at first. But the first 3 months were the hardest.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Something else that comes out of that is that all the young entrepreneurs out there who are trying to get into business, you need to be very, very patient.
Yes.
And that is the word. And this is exactly what we're talking about. This is Cooler Waters. And the first time I saw Cooler Waters was on Ultimate Challenge, because you were actually a sponsor.
Yes.
You were actually a sponsor for the Ultimate Challenge, and that was very, very interesting. And I got to see you on the finale, because you're also giving something to the contestants.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting to know that you went ahead and you're now holding hands. How many students do you have at the training school now?
So it's a pilot project. I just decided to start a pilot project. So far we are 10 of us, because I wanted to see, is this thing going to work and all. So I'm first testing these 10 students, and if it's something that is really helping them, then we'll actually include more people. But I'm first working with the first 10 students.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it can only get better.
Yeah,
I mean, you went through the worst of it all.
Yes.
So yeah, let's talk about your awards. So you are an awarded woman in different sectors. Tell us about that.
So through Cooler Waters, I've actually managed to get a few awards. One was from my school, African Nazarene University, for actually just giving back to the alma mater of the school, and also just being there and actually sponsoring most of the school events. So they decided to actually just award me for the good work that I've been doing. Also, the other one is by Sestra Kenya. I think because of giving back to the society. Because I work with many charity homes. So I work with Ghetto Talents Initiative in Mathare. There's also a rescue center for girls in Machakos. It's called Newscam Center, and also in Korogosho Children's Center. So through that, then Sestra also recognized me for just the good work I was doing. So they gave me an award. And also, I don't know if it's an award, but I got a training to go to China.
I saw that. I saw the pictures.
Yes, I got a fully sponsored training by the Chinese Embassy of Kenya, just to go and train me on entrepreneurship, which I was really grateful. I was there for 3 months. Yeah. So yes, those are some of the awards.
That's really, really good.
Yes.
Hard work actually pays.
Yes, thank you.
It does.
Yeah.
When you were starting this, I don't think you envisioned yourself being awarded for it. All you wanted to do was help your community.
It was just to help, actually, yes. And many people thought that I'm a social entrepreneur because of actually giving out so much, but I'm a for-profit organization.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
That's very, very interesting. Yes. So how can people get in touch with you, Ruth, for inspiration? Even the training school, I'm sure after the pilot program, you'll be looking to, you know,
to expand,
have more, to expand and have more entrepreneurs or youngsters in there.
Yeah. So they can check out our Cooler Waters website, which is www.coolerwaters.co.ke. They can also check my personal website for the training, which is www.ruthmawiyamwanzia.com. And also reach us through our telephone number, which is 0723 773 634.
Just say that again.
Yes, 0723 773 634.
Okay.
Yes.
You've given so much advice today on the young people out there, and I hope they took notes.
Yeah.
Because it takes all of that. It's very, very interesting to know that the first 3 months you got nothing.
Yes.
And I can imagine that's when you've put in everything.
That's when you've put in everything.
That's when you feel like you want to give up.
Yes, true, true.
So you've been through it all, and you're here shining like the star that you are.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's been very, very interesting to speak to you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I'm going to carry this home. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you too. I wanted you to taste it, but you can just.
Oh yeah, I can actually do that. Why not?
Because our water goes through 7 stages of filtration. So it's
7 stages.
Yeah, so it's actually very sweet. And we use the best technology from Davis and Shutcliffe to actually purify this. So just, you can just have a feel of it.
All right.
Yeah.
Though I have had before.
Okay,
but watched it on TV, so here we go.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Yeah, thank you too.
All right, this has been Motivate. I've been speaking to Ruth Mwanzia, who's the director of Cooler Waters, and through her story, we've got to learn so much that all the young entrepreneurs out there should learn and take note of. Be very patient, be consistent, do not jump from one idea to another. That one dream you had, try and nurture it and see if it can go through. Well, we're taking a very short commercial break right now. When we come back, we'll have Books and Blogs with Catherine Mwanzia and Restaurant of the Week later on. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
There's never a time I should say I'm bored, because it means I'm lacking what?
Your best friend. Why should you be called a best friend to someone and yet you're not a best friend to yourself?